Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing a short-lived modern Rolex GMT-Master II. This is the Oyster Perpetual GMT-Master II 116719 BLRO, introduced at Bezel World 2018 and discontinued 1 year later. This timepiece is essentially the body and caliber and bracelet of the 2014 BLRO, the first ceramic bezel with the Pepsi color tones, but it's not exactly that watch because that watch had a black dial, this one had a blue dial, and though this watch looks like the current generation and still available 126719, this is the 116719, a watch built for one model year, and being white gold, an exceptionally expensive and rarely sold one model year Rolex. On my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, it's the 40mm super case, first introduced back in 2005, still with us, but it's really something else in white gold because it has incredible mass to it. The watch relatively slim at 11.9mm thick. It slides under a cuff. Lug-to-lug, the super case is not outlandishly sized at 48mm, and if you include the solid end links of the bracelet, you can see 51mm link to link. Once again, for scale, my wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference, and the watch is a good fit. The spacing between the lugs is 20mm, but I can't really imagine you're going to take off a solid end link, solid center link, milled clasp, white gold Rolex bracelet for a Everest strap. This is as good as it gets. This white gold watch has so much solid metal in it that it feels like a previous generation platinum Rolex. It's that solid. Gaps on the underside of the links to avoid pinching skin, pulling hair, or trapping wrist heat. You can see polished center, polished faces, and shoulders in satin. You'll also note that all of the links are fixed by screws and removable to size. There is a clasp that is polished internally, and as you can see, it features a lift lock system with the beak and a hook, but it also features a clamshell system, so it's a double locking true Rolex sporting Oyster. Internally, there's a Rolex Easy Link, which you can see is a 5mm all or nothing. Fold out or fold in. It's the equivalent of adding or removing one sizable link, and then there are 3 divots drilled inside the clasp so you can change the anchoring point of the bracelet if you so desire. It's important to note that you're going to see quite a few decals on this watch. It is a true pre-owned timepiece, but I guess the previous owner just didn't have the gall or the nerve to wear it like Hans Wilsdorf intended, so this timepiece is remarkably intact and almost showroom in its condition, right down to the stickers. You can see that the case itself is the super case. It's been with us since 2005, and it's starting to warm up to me, or I'm starting to warm up to it. As you can see, squared off at its ends and relatively sheer in its profile, it's not elegant, but it is strong, and it gives you the visual impression of about a 42mm watch on the wrist, so it keeps pace with the modern trends without actually going oversized. The bezel back in 2014 with the black dial BLRO was the first Cerachrom Rolex ceramic insert with the Pepsi colors, so the original GMT Masters AM/PM or day-night distinction. Of course, it's a bidirectional rotating aviator's bezel, and if you do set the 24-hour hand, which can be set independently of the 12-hour hand, to Greenwich Mean Time, you can use the GMT offset of your port or airport of destination to find 3 time zones temporarily using that bezel. The bezel, of course, with a ceramic insert being very, very scratch resistant. The blue dial, and it is a lush lacquer blue. It's glossy, it's gleaming, it's deep, it's extravagant, it's decadent, with white gold applique indices and hands at center. It is different from the black dial, and again, a one model year watch. When you combine this movement with this dial, it's a special piece in the annals of GMT Master II history. 100 meters water resistant, features a Rolex triplock crown, and you can see the large center dot, the hallmark of a triplock crown made of gold. You can see that large center dot rather than the 3 symmetrical as you'd find on steel. Underneath the caseback, Rolex manufactured caliber 3186, 31 joules, automatic winding, 48-hour power reserve, 28.8 beat rate, and the features that really stand out: COSC chronometer certification and Rolex's attestation of superlative chronometer standards. So this is a watch that is called a superlative chronometer, and something is finally offered to substantiate that long-term marketing term. Rolex blesses the watch with a 5-year warranty and promises throughout those 5 years precision of -2 + 2 seconds per day or better. That is substantive. Rolex, well played. Free sprung balance with a full balance bridge for shock resistance and overcoil hairspring to help the watch ace that chronometer test in 6 positions. Rolex, of course, adjusting to 6 even though the chronometer standard is 5. And the overcoil itself is made from oxidized niobium zirconium in a blue color because of the oxidation. That is the Cerachrom anti-magnetic alloy that Rolex creates in-house. The timepiece, of course, manufacture Rolex and all Rolex. The watch, of course, all Rolex. They make their cases at Plan-les-Ouates. They make their movements in Biel-Bienne. And of course, final assembly takes place in Center Geneva. So this is a timepiece that has essentially become a modern legend. This is the first and only example that I've seen. I love it. It's beautiful. It's perfectly keyed to the bezel, and I actually feel that this is a fun piece to own, investment prospects aside, just because it looks so cool, wears so well, and a dual time is always a welcome complication. See this rarity and make it yours on the Watchbox. Rolex GMT-Master II, blue by day, blue by night.